Hello everyone, it's Friday and we're doing Clues by Sam again. We have a hard one already, so does that mean that Sunday is gonna have an evil one for us? Well, let's see. If you don't know what Clues by Sam is, it's a daily logic puzzle game where you have 20 people who may be criminals or innocents, and you gotta use the clues that they themselves give you to figure out what each person is. And if you want to play the game before watching me, you can check the link in the description, but if you just want to follow along, we can start right away. I'm kind of scared. Well, we have Pam telling us that she has 3 innocent neighbors on the edges. Well, she only has 3 neighbors on the edges, Katie, Vera, and Wally, so all of them have to be innocent. Is this the day where we have all innocents? I'm always waiting for that. Now we have Katie telling us that only one of the 3 innocents in column C is Maria's neighbor. There's 3 innocents in column C, so we have my answer now that not all people are innocents today. But one of them is Maria's neighbor. So we know that either Luigi or Nancy in column C are an innocent and the other one's a criminal. What we also know is that Maria is the 3rd innocent in column C. Oh, I'm looking at rows. Almost got that wrong. We're looking at columns. We're supposed to be looking at columns. So we're talking about Isaac and Sue. And there's another innocent here who's either gonna be Zaya or Irwin. I guess both of them could be innocents and then Maria criminal. But we have 2 more innocents in column C. So let's keep that clue there. Now Vera tells us there are exactly 2 innocent cooks. How many cooks do we have total? Julie and Terry and Sue. So we have 3 cooks. If Sue is an innocent, then we have one or the other here. But if Sue is a criminal, then both Julie and Terry are innocent. So we don't know yet. Wally now tells us that exactly 1 innocent in row 4, now we're talking about rows, is neighboring Nancy. So Nancy has 2 neighbors in row 4. Both of them are cooks. So we're gonna have a one or the other situation here, and we know for sure that Julie is an innocent now because of what we just said before. And also, no, that's the only thing that that clue tells us. So let's look at Julie's clue. Exactly 2 of Zaya's 3 innocent neighbors also neighbor Vera. So Vera and Zaya share 2 neighbors total. Both of them have to be innocent, and Zaya is gonna have another innocent neighbor here who's gonna either be Sue or Terry, which tells us that Zara has to be a criminal. And we don't need Julie's clue anymore. Now we have Rob telling us that both innocents above Zaya are connected. So if we know that either Isaac or Sue is gonna be an innocent, Maria has to connect with some of them. Oh, not at all, because if Isaac is an innocent, Irwin could be an innocent as well, and then both of them would connect. So we don't actually know. This is tricky, actually, not hard. But you gotta really think about it, pay attention. So let's leave Rob's clue there for now and look at Zara's. There's an equal number of innocents in rows 3 and 4. We know how many innocents are in row 4. That's 3, because we're gonna have a criminal here. So we have to have 3 innocents in row 3. How do we know? How do we know which of them are innocents? Since we know that, we know that Zaya is an innocent, because Rob's telling us that there's only 2 innocents above Zaya, and Katie's telling us that column C has 3 innocents total, so Zaya has to be an innocent. So we leave Zara's clue here for later, and Zaya now tells us that Rob is the only one with exactly 7 innocent neighbors. Rob so far has 5 innocent neighbors. He's gonna have 2 more. It could be both Luigi and Maria. Let's give it another color. Or it could be Sue and someone else from up here. But that also tells us that nobody else could have 7 innocent neighbors. Let's look at Maria. How many innocent neighbors does Maria have already? She has 2, Julie and Rob. She's gonna have one more down here, Sue or Terry. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. So we know for sure that Luigi, Hilda, Isaac, and Nancy have to be innocents. Oh no. Rob is the only one with exactly 7 innocent neighbors. So someone here has to be a criminal as well. Maria has to have another criminal neighbor. What else do we know? 1 innocent in row 4 is neighboring Nancy. Equal number of innocents in rows 3 and 4. Oh, now we know that this is one or the other. Do we? Why do we know that? That Luigi and Maria are one or the other. Why do we know that? Oh, because of Rob? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But both of them could be innocents. This tagging isn't doing me any favors. Let's take this off. There's an equal number of innocents in rows 3 and 4, so that's what I was talking about. Innocent cooks, only one of the 3 innocents in column C. So there's 2. There's for sure gonna be an innocent here. Do we have to do any tagging? Let me turn the AC on, because it's hot in here. Summer is upon us. Let's think about Irving. Actually, let's think about Maria. If Maria is a criminal, she can't be a criminal. Because if Maria is a criminal, both Luigi and Sue have to be innocent, since Rob has to have 7 innocent neighbors. And now there's no way for both innocents above Zaya to be connected, because Sue cannot be connected to any other innocents in column C. Did I say row 4? Not sure what I said there. But that's what I meant to say. Sue can't be connected to any other innocents in column C. So there's no way for Maria to be a criminal. Right? I'm just making sure. Rob has 7 neighbors. 1 innocent in row 4. And 3 innocents in column C. But both innocents above Zaya are connected. Yeah. So Maria has to be an innocent. And now we know that these guys are a one or the other. While also having Sue being one or the other with Terry and Isaac. Sue is doing so much for us here. So much. Maria tells us there are more criminals among painters than any other profession. Ooh. Criminals. So both painters have to be criminals? But there's 3 innocents in row 3. How could there be more criminals among painters? Any other painters that I haven't seen? Oh, Zara. Okay. Zara is a painter. Okay. So what does that tell us? Farmers? Where are the farmers? Isaac. Well, he could be a criminal. I guess we know for sure that Erwin is a criminal because he wouldn't be connected to Maria. And Erwin tells us there are more innocent cooks and innocents loose. Well, we know for sure there's 2 innocent cooks. So there can only be 1 innocent loose. And the other one is a criminal. No others loose, right? No others loose. Oh, I have so many clues that I haven't dismissed yet. I don't need Vera school anymore, I guess. Exactly 1 innocent in row 4. So neighboring Nancy. Equal number of instances in rows 3 and 4. Yeah, I know that. What should I know? Any other professions that have someone that is a criminal? Erwin is a pilot. So do we have any other pilots? Austin. He couldn't be a criminal. Austin tells us that Carl is one of 4 innocents in column B. So we have 1 more innocent in column B. Another one or the other situation here. When will I be able to split the tags? Oh, and we know that Floyd's a criminal because of Carl. Floyd tells us that Katie has more criminal neighbors than Nancy. Do we know how many criminal neighbors Nancy has? Yeah, she has 2. Oh, she might not have 2. Because if Sue is a criminal, both Isaac and Terry are innocent. Where's Katie? Here. Katie is gonna have 1 criminal neighbor here. We don't know about Gary. Man, this is getting complicated. We don't need Irving School anymore. Singers. Do we have any singers who are criminals? No. Do we have to do tagging now? Nancy is a painter. What we know is that if Sue is an innocent, Luigi is a criminal, Terry is a criminal, and Isaac is a criminal. Right? We know about that. Nancy would then have to be an innocent. Because row 3 has to have 3 innocents. Hilda would have to be an innocent because column B has to have 4 innocents. What else? That satisfies every condition. So let's try to make Sue a criminal. If Sue is a criminal, both Terry and Luigi are innocents, and Isaac is an innocent. Now Nancy has to be a criminal. And that's okay. And Hilda has to be a criminal as well because of Luigi. Now Gary has to be an innocent. Does that satisfy every condition? How many criminals? Yeah. Anyone else who could have 7 innocent neighbors that I haven't seen before? Isaac, maybe? No. Isaac already has 2 criminal neighbors, so that solves that. Maria would have less than 7 in the scenario before. so I don't know. So we have to look at Katie and Nancy. Katie has more criminal neighbors than Nancy. And in this situation, yeah, I think this is it. I think in this scenario, because in this scenario, Nancy only has one criminal neighbor, Sue, and Gary could be a criminal, so now Katie would have more criminal neighbors than Nancy. But in the scenario from before, if Sue is an innocent, Luigi and Terry are both criminals, and Isaac's also a criminal, which would make Nancy have two criminal neighbors, and now Katie can't have more than two criminal neighbors because Hilda has to be an innocent. Even if Gary is criminal, Katie would have the same number of criminal neighbors as Nancy. So Sue has to be a criminal, and that solves Luigi, Terry, and Isaac. And Luigi solves Hilda. And now I need a new clue. Oh no, I don't, because we know that Gary is a criminal. And now I need a new clue because I need to know about Nancy. I love the Lord of the Ring reference. Painters. There are more criminals among painters than any other profession, so we need two criminal painters. Good. Good. Took me 15 minutes. That's fine. A hard one. I love it. I love the all green. Didn't make any mistakes. Love the references. And it was really nice. Good practice for Friday. Thank God it's Friday. And I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you played it, how it went for you. How did you do compared to me? And I will be here tomorrow with more Clues by Sam because I do this every day. So subscribe if you want to see that. And yes, I will be doing a stream tonight because I'm not traveling today. I'm going out tomorrow. So I will be here tonight. I'll see you then if you're there. Bye bye.